Elections in India. In this session, you will learn about constituencies, political parties and candidates, the Election Commission, declaration of result, the importance of voting. In India, people vote in elections to choose their leaders. In national elections, people vote to elect members of Lok Sabha. In state elections, people vote to elect members of the Legislative Assembly. Constituencies. For an election, the whole country is divided into parts. Each part is called a constituency. Usually, several candidates stand for election from a constituency. The person who wins the election becomes the representative of the people of that constituency. Constituencies for a national election are bigger than for a state election. For example, Delhi has 7 constituencies for the national election, but the same area has 70 constituencies for a state election. Political parties and candidates. A political party is a group of people who have the same ideas about how a government should work. There are many political parties in India. Each has an election symbol. Before an election, the parties select their candidates for each constituency. The candidates ask for people to vote for them through speeches, advertisements, poster, and so on. The Election Commission. The Election Commission is an organization that supervises each election and makes sure that elections are held in the right way. The Constitution has made it an independent organization, which means that it is not controlled by any government. Before the election, a citizen of India who is 18 years of age or older has the right to vote. However, all citizens have to register as voters with the Election Commission. Each registered voter is given a voter ID. The Election Commission prepares an electoral roll that contains the names of all registered voters. The Election Commission announces the dates for the elections, as well as the rules that parties and candidates must follow. It also announces the date on which the votes will be counted. It sets up several polling booths in each constituency where people go to vote. On election day, the Election Commission makes arrangements so that people can vote freely without being afraid. This is why there are many policemen to make sure that everything remains peaceful. Polling booths have electronic voting machines that have the names and the election symbols of the candidates in that constituency. Voters press a button next to the symbol of their chosen candidate. People who cannot read can recognize the symbols and press the right button. Before a person votes, one finger is marked with an ink that cannot be rubbed off. Inside the polling booth, the EVM is hidden behind a screen. No one can see which candidate the voter has voted for. This is called a secret ballot. Declaration of results. The Election Commission organizes the counting of votes and announces results. The EVMs make it easy to count the votes, so the election result is usually declared quite quickly. The candidate who gets the most votes in a constituency is elected as the representative of the people of the constituency. After a few days, the new Lok Sabha, or the new Legislative Assembly meets. The members are elected for 5 years. The party with the most members in the House chooses a leader who will be the Prime Minister or the Chief Minister. This party forms the government. The members of the other parties form the opposition. It is their responsibility to ask the government questions about its policies. The importance of voting. Elected members face another election after 5 years. If they do not carry out the promises they made, they may not get re-elected. It is the responsibility of the public to be aware of how their elected representatives are carrying out their duties and voting accordingly in the next election. This is what makes the people of a country powerful in a democracy. Remember, the states and the country are divided into constituencies. Political parties select candidates for each constituency. The Election Commission supervises elections in India. All Indian citizens of 18 years or above have the right to vote. The political party that has the most winning candidates forms the government. It is the civic duty of all eligible citizens to vote in elections.